Welcome back, everyone. Episode 11 of Let's Get Lost in Novaria.
That's not hard.
I'm telling you, if you're going the route of like not hacking that thing, it's like I don't even know why I came down here.
I don't know either.
But I don't know where to go. I haven't played this in so long.
Well,
Eventually, I do want to live stream if I have enough of an audience, just so people can tell me how to play the game.
Depends on what game you're playing, I suppose.
Cyberpunk.
I haven't played it. I don't know.
How do you play Cyberpunk? Just run around and shoot, like.
Tell you what,
It is fun to just go on a mass murdering spree in Cyberpunk.
I'll get you to play a run on The Binding of Isaac.
Hey, this is new.
I've got 800 hours in that game. I'll get you joining that one.
I'm down to try anything. If it's nice to do it twice.
Only twice?
3 times. Begging me.
What do you want?
What do you want? I want medical attention, bitch.
I didn't mean to bother you.
Awfully jumpy for someone talking to a human. Baldy.
I'm just distracted.
You jealous of my beard?
Glorious
They're
facially.
suffering from a toxin. There was an accident.
It's really not hard
I
to
have a
cut.
non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
Alliance Navy has killer barbers. Literally killer barbers. They're Marines.
That makes sense, yeah.
You're going to, because I might be able to help.
They will kill.
And I'd like to
And they are barbers.
our lives more
Killing
valuable than
Rachni by
seconds.
day, shaving
You know
beard.
Mira, the VI for Peak 15? She handles the safety protocols for our experiments here.
I fixed her.
Reactivated
Why don't you
the
shave your
central
beard?
station.
That's a terrible decision.
That was you? I'm grateful. Until she came
Hey, you better be
online, the
grateful.
automatic equipment wouldn't work.
Yeah.
We lost
Well-
the connection to Mira in the middle of an experiment and the quarantine failed. These three were
Bonnie
exposed to a
respects
toxin,
you.
something we were
Ooh, a Paragon option.
I need more to help!
Take precaution, but I need details. What you say won't go beyond these walls.
It's a bioweapon, based on an exotic life form discovered on the frontier. They wanted something that could kill the creature. But there was no profit in something that kills one species on the frontier. We kept working on it and adapted it to affect more species. Thoros B...
Then kill all of them.
Can't pass from one person
Genocide.
like a biowar attack without a pandemic spread.
It doesn't matter how safe you make it. Biological weapons are illegal.
Shut up, Garrus. You don't like rules anyway.
That's true.
Get this kind of weapon one way or another, and we're trying to limit.
You should be like, yay,
I
bioweapons!
know you can't
I like the murder.
There's a reason the Citadel Convention...
Someone tell Garrus that bioweapons kill more people, and he'd be like, I
didn't
changed my
expect
mind.
you to understand. Our notes and equipment are locked in the quarantine labs. Captain Ventralis...
Garrus is literally the Dirty Harry of the whole series.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I like him, though.
Oh, I love him. I'm like, I don't have to be dangerous because I got Garrus.
Yeah. I don't...
My pet lizard.
Yeah. I don't need to be renegade because I've got a murder lizard.
2 of them. I've got the big one with scars on his face, and the other one with an eventual scar on his face. Awkward foreshadowing.
Explosions.
I'll talk to him. Maybe I can convince him to let me try.
You know what?
Some might say he's my
Officially, but if you
archangel.
I'd appreciate it. The quad-
Did I already say this?
Look for
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
did.
you can do something.
Hey, look at that. Your journal's been updated. You keep a journal.
At least it didn't say diary. Dear diary, the Rachni tried to kill me today. I shot them in the face.
With shotgun.
Actually, it was an assault rifle, because my shotguns are not leveled up enough. I don't know what that means, but apparently I'm in a video game and it means something.
Reality is overrated.
Oh yeah, I forgot I can't go that way.
You can. It will probably just get you killed.
God damn it. I'm supposed to fucking...
Is it the quarantine barracks?
Okay, let's look at this. We're going...
This is why you should pay attention.
Oh, I gotta go
Taking-
back to talk to Captain Ventralis. Okay. Yay for me.
Little details that make the difference.
First step to RPGs. Read the quests. Second step to RPGs. Execute quests.
Yeah, I mean, you can just fumble around, but you'll probably walk into another death corridor.
I'd like to recover the toxin cure.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't risk contamination now.
I'm still convinced you're arachnide.
We're not part of
Yeah,
your defense.
zero body
We're
hair. I
consuming
distrust
extra
this guy.
acids, Extra metagel.
Yeah, but you also have
Look at
extra
that.
guns.
Fucking freaky.
Zero
Right, you wanna
body
play with your life.
hair.
No,
You're like a talking
Have the
phallus.
guard let you in, but he'll lock the door
With
behind you.
big ol'
He'll
walking
stand
dick.
before he'll let you out. If there are any anomalies,
I'd say you're a dickhead, but that'd be a little redundant.
Those are reasonable precautions.
I'll radio ahead to let the guard know.
Hey, dickhead, yeah?
His name is Richard, okay?
You can call me Richard. I'm a dick.
You're certain the matriarch is still in the hot labs?
She hasn't
Ew,
come back
hot
here.
labs.
Came through Central
You'll find the
Station.
matriarch in the hot labs. Ooh.
The bugs came from the lab? Is it called coronavirus?
Did the aliens come from inside the facility, or did they attack?
Hey,
from
that's
outside?
allowed to be said now.
Yeah, only now.
Only now.
Yeah.
Labs like that.
Last year
introduce
we couldn't talk about it.
gets people killed.
This year it's acceptable. All
I like
hail
how
our
we're supposed to be
glorious
like in the
overlords.
freest nation in the world, and now we're talking about what we're allowed to say. Now, hey, the overlords said we can say that now, okay?
All hail our glorious tech overlords who decided what we can and cannot
Who was
say.
it? H3H3 that had that stream where he was like, we got like experts to like tell us what to do, man. So you don't even have to like fucking worry about it, dude. It's like, bro, you got sponsors oozing out your nose.
You don't have to think.
Tell me about the
Thinking
structure
is for
of the
people
hot
who get paid more than you do.
It's more like thinking is for people who
Something goes wrong, they heat it up and sink it into the ice.
what was I
Normally, the
saying?
crew gets to the lab
Thinking
using
is for people
a
who tell us what to think.
Got an elevator
Sitting in my
that's directly,
fucking
but
studio,
it's for
just
emergency
like
use only.
talking with my fat, half bald ass.
I'm not sending my people down there. It's too dangerous. You understand?
I don't care if I make it big in this thing or not. I hate H3H3.
I just like
Did
turtles.
the aliens come from
Actually, I hope
inside
I
the
do become
facility, or
famous.
did they
He's like,
attack from
who's this
outside?
X Daddy guy? I like him.
My personal
And then he's gonna watch episode 11. He's like, I hate this guy.
Stupid crap that gets people
We'd
killed.
have that in
He's a
common.
jerk.
You and me both.
And I'm gonna make another episode. And I'll be like, yep, I am.
That's kind of the point.
I didn't claim to be a good person. Wait, where am I supposed to?
To say something I've said many times in my life. Look, you're the one that thought I was trying to be a good person. This is on you.
Oh, I gotta go to Captain Ventrilo. Captain Dickhead's outfit. And I'm not saying that because I'm insulting him. It's because he literally looks like a penis.
He has no body hair. It's disconcerting. How does one exist like that?
Very, very carefully.
I mean, you'd think it'd actually be easier because you're streamlined.
Literally.
Yeah. You're super aerodynamic.
We're streamlining the, the time it takes to shave one's hair every day, and we just thought we're just gonna dip them in a bottle of, acid. Nair. Yeah.
I bathe in Nair.
This guy tried it, and he was like, I changed my mind.
Yeah, he just dipped top of his head into it. Probably go from there.
Yes?
Talk to you later.
Oh,
I hope you can do something.
fuck. Why is there a random point on my map? You know what? I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read. I hate reading.
Oh, I can tell.
Head to the quarantine lab. Wonder where that is. Bet we'll know when we get up here. We look at our trusty map. I'm the map, 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 I'm the map! I hated that show.
I have no idea what that even was.
It's from Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, I never watched that because apparently I'm too old to have cared. I'm an old man now. Jeez, am I that much older than you?
No. I'm 17, bro.
Yeah, that was creepy.
I'm 17. I literally, so there's a dude at my work who's 22, and he didn't know about the song Dick in a Box.
Huh.
I mean, you've heard that song, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
Everybody who's over the age of 22, apparently, who's heard that song.
Or the guy who's 30, who's the oldest teenager I've met in my entire life.
Who are you talking about?
He still lives with his parents.
Now I must know. Who are you talking about?
You don't know him.
Okay.
It's just one of those things of, man, you're 30, you live with your parents, you've never moved out.
I have Ventralis' permission to go in.
Single, no kids.
Yeah.
You got no excuse.
He also said you have to prove you're not contaminated
That's true.
to get out.
If you're single with no kids and you still live with your parents at 30,
Barricade.
then
Has never moved out. Not like had to move back in, but has never moved out. I could understand, you know, hard times hit, something bad happens, you gotta move back in with the folks for a while to get back on your feet. That's at least understandable. But no, you're just 30-year-old dude, always live with mom and dad. Top left.
okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That just I got nothing for someone like that, man.
Oh, trust me. I make cure. Should I make the cure? Or should I? There should be a Paragon. There should be a Renegade option to just kill everyone.
A cure for what specifically? A cure for life? I got a cure for life. It's called bullets.
Did I not do it right?
Maybe you gotta do it twice? Twice? For some reason?
Oh, I keep hitting the B button because I think it's one of the options.
It is an option, but not the right option.
Cure created.
Mission
Yay!
ends here, Shepard.
Look.
You know what? You were right. I was wrong.
Yep. Again,
Twice in one day. You got it.
dude. It's like the stars aligned.
You're a sleeper agent for Benezia.
I was ordered to eliminate you. should
Hey,
the
maybe there's
opportunity
another
arise.
Asari with that exact same patterned head that just showed up.
Weapons free.
Wait, hold on, I'm not ready.
I love that it goes weapons free and your character immediately just turns the opposite direction of all the enemies against your control, mind you. So I'm going to say it. What they should have done was they should have given the soldier an ability that slows time.
In the second one.
I know, but in the first one I'm saying they should have.
Well, I wasn't as adept in my abilities. I wasn't a half robot in the first one.
That's a valid point. I'm just thinking, man, like you're a soldier, you're battle hardened. Whenever you're on the front line and shit goes haywire, you've got that ability to just like slow down time in your brain.
Kind of like how I turn around
Yeah.
when it's time for combat.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, I'm already dead.
Here, let me go ahead and just show you guys my ass.
Oh, I could have just done this.
Jesus.
But I was right here, so I would have had to go all the way around. Yeah, fuck this game.
I mean, you still play on the second hardest difficulty level with your back turned to the enemies at the start of the fight, and nothing.
I had to use one Medigel.
Okay. Virtually nothing.
Yeah, you didn't warn me, you stupid bitch.
You mean the inorganics the Asari had with her.
Benezia brought them with her.
Thanks for your consideration of letting me know, bucko.
I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
You're useless.
Find me a Volus that isn't virtually useless.
I haven't found one.
I want a Volus on my team so I can have someone I can just shove over and then hide behind his cover.
It's good for one sacrifice cover.
Meat shield.
Hey, you just stand here, activate your shields, and let me
Yeah.
shoot over you.
Look at every Volus a special ability called Meat Shield where they stand there and do nothing.
The class is called Turtle.
You're just the right height for me to set my gun on your head and then aim
Hey,
over you.
the girl that is totally not an enemy is not standing here anymore.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that. Yeah, it's like I could have won $10 if you weren't.
Stingy?
If you weren't. Right?
If I weren't careful with my money?
Can't you just throw your money away like every other American?
Yes.
Why do I keep coming in here?
Just because I can doesn't mean I'm dumb enough to. The only way to have money is to not spend money, my friend.
Kind of like the $120 I spent on this camera I don't use.
Mm-hmm. Which, to be fair, in the seat of all of your viewers, that works in their favor because they don't see your ugly mug.
You did it?
That was mean.
That is
That
was over the
one in the
line.
mess hall. She just
Welcome
tried kill us.
to my normal daily behavior.
That's unbelievable.
This bald guy is just so ugly.
I don't know much about her.
Hey, I mean, the game does look so much better
One of the
than...
shareholders.
It's not that it looks better, it's that they changed the angle of the lighting.
Yes.
That is true.
The
They
textures
actually-
are basically the same thing, because they haven't
Yeah.
been upresed.
Yeah, they just, like, added, like, that... Not ray tracing, but they added that lighting,
Yeah.
that HDR kind of lighting feature.
Diametric lighting.
There are more labs in the back. The guards won't even let me back there. Just people with
Oh,
clearance.
holy shit.
Thanks for the warning. Here's the cure.
Let me see that file.
But I would hate to have been a developer when they didn't have that. And so you have to guess, like, every little, like, lighting, like... Oh, that would have been...
Well, you could have been a developer in 1998 whenever your whole thought process is, well, there's light or there's not. There is all there is.
Saved for his people. I need to administer this. Thanks again.
Now,
Everything is Legend of Zelda.
to be fair, like 98 to 2000 had some great games with that kind of lighting prospect, so I'm not going to complain. And at least developers gave a shit back then.
Like Final Fantasy.
I didn't play Final Fantasy back then. I don't know. I'm thinking like PC games like Quake.
I wasn't a big fan.
I'm not.
I'm one of the few people that think the original Final Fantasy VII is garbage.
I was never a weeb enough to get into Japanese games back then. Also, whenever I was a kid, it was evil to play Japanese games, so I wasn't allowed to.
Wait, am I supposed to go back down to the medical bay? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. You're Mr. Mass Effect. You should know these things.
I'm just Axe Daddy. You can Axe Daddy anything.
I don't know what that means. Stop talking to the creepy bald guy.
Get into the main.
You're not
Fuck.
supposed to my pass. Just don't tell the guards.
Yes.
See you later.
Yes,
Of
I
course.
got
Be
it.
careful.
Oh, of course. Be careful. Oh, he's British. That's why he talks so.
Speaks so
It's
strangely.
like the one. It's like the one British guy. He's like a paranoid doctor on an isolated planet full of alien bugs. That actually makes sense. Okay.
Of course, he had to be British.
Oh God!
How dare you?
Great Scott!
That is most uncouth, good sir. Most uncouth indeed.
I'm perplexed. Very perplexed indeed.
Quite perplexed, one might say. Yes. Oh.
Really gets my gizzard.
I don't know if that's a British term.
I don't know.
Oh. It's okay, because they have terrible teeth.
Terrible teeth.
Yes, quite.
There's a Saturday Night Live skit where they have like the British toothpaste.
Watchdog protocol is active.
Oh shit.
When was this skit made? Was it back when Saturday Night Live was still funny, or was it recently?
Definitely when it was still funny. It was like basically the toothpaste is made with 2 tablespoons of pure cane sugar.
Okay, that makes sense. That's great.
Because all their teeth are all fucked up, and then Chris Farley's sitting there with his chops that he had from Billy Madison. He's
Chris
like,
Farley
"Goes
is-
good on crackers."
Oh, the Chris Farley days were great.
I miss that guy.
Yeah. So for those who
Tell
aren't,
you what, I'll stop this damn bus right now.
for those who aren't aware, the best way to describe the way that Chris Farley died is the same way that I can describe the way that Mitch Hedberg died using one of his own jokes. I used to do drugs. I still
You
do
still do.
now. I just used to do them too.
I still do, but I used to. Yep, it's exactly how he died.
Yeah. The good ones always die young.
Lots and lots of glorious, delicious, fucking scrumptious drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids. Or do. I don't care. I'm not your parents.
But seriously, don't do drugs. Unless you really want to.
Well, caffeine is a drug, and I do a lot of that drug.
Cocaine's a drug.
I don't do any of that drug. See, it depends on the drug. Some drugs are perfectly acceptable societally, as far as society goes. Caffeine being one of them. Everyone has their morning cup of coffee.
Cocaine's acceptable.
In Colombia.
Yeah. Is that a problem?
I'm not in Colombia now, am I?
That is true. You are correct.
So now all of the people watching this should realize that we're not in Colombia.
We're going to the hot labs. Better put our hot suits on.
No, you don't put your hot suits on, you put your hot pants on.
Hot pants.
Ooh.
Bang, 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 bang. I feel like I'm not supposed to be here.
And yet, you are.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, is this the guy that gets, like, chest fucked?
How are you holding up?
It's a very descriptive term.
You'll see.
You understand?
What? Fuck. You crazy bastard.
You let these things out?
I am only following the orders.
So they have a Russian guy and a British guy. The only two you'll ever see in Mass Effect.
Right? Because everyone else is just perfectly normal as far as, like, or from America goes.
I was just assumed that America just took over the world and they were like, what do we do now? Go to space! We got nothing else to conquer.
Right? We got all the world's oil.
Let's melt down Pluto. Look what we found.
Let's go get oil in space.
Let's go fuck up Mars. Do they have oil?
They got oil under all that goddamn red sand.
Where's the oil? We don't know.
Give me that Martian oil.
Instead, we found Prothean phallus beacons that mind fuck us and give us nightmares. Like, this is not oil.
Obviously, they were.
I was told this was oil.
How can we turn this into oil?
Kill him, and oil will come out.
We got mind fucked by them Prothean things. It's gonna be oiled.
These Rachni are uncontrollable.
Maybe he drank the oil.
Only way to find out. Shoot him in the stomach.
No.
Not the head.
But this will not.
Oil ain't coming out of their head.
We could have just made him throw up, but yeah, we're the military. We just shoot things. I don't know how to do that.
They must be euthanized.
Stick my barrel down his throat? That's weird.
No, shoot him. I want the oil drained. Haven't you guys ever done this before?
We'll just use Metagel on him.
Give us a minute to patch up.
Shoot him. If their own goes through, we use Metagel in the back.
But he's a
And drain the
robot.
oil
But he's a
out.
robot. Then use Omnigel.
I'm not so much good for searching now, yes?
It is for anything, hence the term Omni.
I didn't hear a word he just said.
I didn't either.
That's why I have the subtitles, because people can read.
Right? Well, hopefully. If you can't, sucks to be you.
Mirror terminal. Hey, bitch, are you ready to give me access?
And am at your disposal.
Neutron purge.
I need information on the neutron purge.
Burned it all.
Neutron Purge is a fail-safe system installed within the isolation tube area. In the event of irretrievable containment loss, it is used to resolve the situation.
What?
Terrible VI.
Are we talking about the final solution?
Whoa.
What exactly does this thing
Thing just got 1940s real quick.
It's a neutron burst weapon. 2 volumes of fissionable materials are
Two?
brought together to form a critical
Man, if I was Japanese, I'd be like 2 volumes of fissionable material.
Most of the energy is released
Wait,
in
you
the
only got
form of
2?
high-speed neutrons. This
Well, we said we
radiation
had-
is instantly lethal to any known form of life within 500 meters.
We would be wise to
500 meters?
without reading the instructions.
Captain, that is too long.
Will they have nuclear
This
weapons?
facility.
I have phallus of 500 meters.
Sounds like personal problem.
Where? In pants.
Nobody wants that. You can take a girl from half a mile away.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code
You.
authorization.
What are you good for?
Sic semper
Semper turnip.
That
That's
is
the
not
code.
the correct code. Please report to security for arrest and interrogation.
Who
Batu
would have those?
It's a robot, not a corporal.
and Nick too.
I like how he talks to the robot like it's a corporal, and it's like if I just tell it some bullshit, it'll let me in.
That's how I talk to people in general.
We're moving on.
It at least looks human. Look at it.
Yeah, that's your first mistake, was trying to empathize with something that is obviously not human. Why I don't empathize with you?
Meh. I am a daddy of Axis.
Hey.
I am
Hey.
not so well.
Once the purge is armed, we'll have to fight him.
Sure. I wait here. I am not so much good for searching now, yes?
So I can't get out.
Always say I would meet a bad end.
Can I not get out? What the?
I am feeling not so well.
I'm not familiar.
You should have looked at that menu a bit closer up, my dude.
Say I would meet a bad
What?
Look at that menu. Telling you what to do.
This one?
No, the one in your menu system, not the talking to dude menu.
Once the purge.
You know, the objective menu in your system? There you go. That's the words I'm looking for in your journal.
You need a key card to arm the neutron purge. Only administrators have one.
That is very 2008.
This guy is an administrator. I need a key card.
I am feeling not so well. Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira instructions.
And chest fucked.
Yep, you're right. You remember this game very well.
He's like, I just came.
You got a big old hole in your chest.
That guy looks like he's not enjoying the sex that he just got.
So my big question is, how did none of your allies appear in that little cutscene, but suddenly they're right behind you?
Because this game is top notch.
From 2008.
That looks painful.
No, we died instantly.
Interesting.
Ah, well, that's debatable. He's dead. It's not interesting to him.
I consider him uninterested in the situation.
Dead.
Online. How can I
Just
help
tell me where to go. That's how you can help me.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
When you blink, I can still see your eyeballs.
Why does the virtual interface blink?
875-020-07.
It's more off-putting that a
Well, it already looks perfectly human.
It's more off-putting that it blinks. Personally.
It's like, I'm kind of freaked out now.
Now you got 2 minutes. Focus. Go kill these bugs. Charging head first like Rambo.
Oh god. You guys need
You
to...
have powers. That's doing nothing. Throw a grenade in there. Whoosh!
Bang!
That apparently passed through the enemy. There you go. Explode, boom, boom. How are there so many? Are you as disappointed in you as I am?
I thought I could just run through.
Apparently, you can't.
And they did the whole, like, hey, you can't do that.
It takes 9 shots to kill one of these things. Just focus on 9 at a time. Also, you do have grenades that work well. On cooldown. I mean, you detonate them at the right time.
It hit him right in the face, and I didn't do anything.
This.
He literally just said, "Take this." That is one of the worst voice lines I have heard. Dear God. Who on the voice acting team thought, AAA game, let's use "take this" as a voice line for a grenade? Hey, you did it with 40-some seconds to spare.
God, that was stressful because my team didn't do anything.
Yeah, the ally AI seems to be garbage. Way to go, EA. You half-assed another game.
That was really stressful. I didn't like it.
I like how the timer just stopped, as in it only took you like... The timer only was important to get it through the elevator. Once you make it through the elevator, then suddenly everything's okay everywhere else.
I feel like this is where I'm supposed to go.
I got no clues, my dude.
Yeah, me neither. Oh yeah, that is where I'm supposed to go. Emergency exit only, my butt. Motherfucker. Hey, you know, I've purged everything for you guys. Thanks, you're welcome.
You know, sometimes genocide is just a necessary thing.
This is a lot more stressful than I remember it.
Well, that's also because you're not sober.
No, that's true. Sobriety is the key to, well,
Not getting fired.
right.
I'm sorry about this.
That old penis head.
We've got orders from Venezia. Open fire!
What?
You just killed all the bugs, and now the guy's like, hey, let's just kill the humans here, guys. It's all good now. I don't know what's going on.
Do I still have... If I still have the thorium gas on my... I'm sure I'm gonna be pissed. I do. That's why.
That makes more sense.
God damn.
You have no one to blame for this but yourself.
Here it comes.
Well, that's helpful. Oh, and I can't shoot.
Why can you not shoot?
I don't know.
Well, at least your allies aren't completely useless. Just like mostly useless.
Oh, shit.
Grenade. Oh, that was nice. Just a dumb shot there. I love that there's no like snap back animation. He's just instantly back.
I knew you were a bad guy.
Yeah, he had no body hair.
So why are they all trying to kill me now?
So, a note to anyone watching this, if someone has zero body hair, they're evil. Just know that. It's around the corner of that glass wall. Your AI is really good at recognition. See, these little things like that, like, just take you out of the immersion.
Time for
At least you know the right direction to go because it's in the direction of all the bodies you're leaving. See, stuff like that where they just pop back with zero animation. Yeah, you could have done better. Good aim, though. That's impressive.
I try. You know, there's some things I can do when I'm inebriated.
You certainly can't do them while sober.
Nope. If I was sober, I'd be just hip firing.
You're like
I still would like more of a challenge. Oh my god.
You're like a weird virtuoso while drunk.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bang 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 bang. Bang 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 bang.
Man. I'm just so happy that your bullets have smart fire on because they don't damage your allies.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, they could have done a really, really cool thing if they had figured out a way to say, okay, smart fire is an actual thing where the bullets dissipate on contact with your allies, and then you can hack your gun where it sees them as an ally, and your bullets do no damage to them. That would actually be a smart in-game thing to add. But instead, it's just, nope, no friendly fire.
Well, I feel like that would work against me in a way because they've shot me like countless times.
Yeah, but you could use it against them too, where it's like you hack someone and they do no damage to you. I think it'd be a cool thing to implement in game that would explain why suddenly you're doing no damage.
Tally can hack Geth.
Right. It just makes like a lot more sense than you do zero damage to your own allies.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I get 2?
You have too many.
Can't wait to sell all these. That looks like shitty.
Spreadsheets. Less fun versions of spreadsheets.
Hey, look. Yeah, let's give him. I like the whole. High caliber barrel 2 Omni shell. Extension. I still have not found any like fucking Omni tools or bioamps. None.
Jeez.
No wonder my fucking crew is so useless.
No, that's the AI.
So, what does this actually give her? So, I had it recharge time. I'm gonna give her that barrier. Sorry, Garrus. We'll give him fucking Turian agent and Astrid. Me, for moi,
You go put 1 and 2.
I want to put. I want immunity because that'd be nice to have because it's just 1 point. But, you know, it's just 1.
Right.
I want shotties. Let's do it. Cool, shield boost. Nice.
Look at that.
I like it when games work.
I like turtles.
By turtles, he means small penises.
No.
That's what small penises remind me.
Well, that's on you.
They kind of remind me of Goombas from Mario.
You spend way too much time thinking about small penises. That's all I'm saying.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother.
Oh, you know, it's 2021.
There is power in creation. To shape
Deanna Troy.
It's a different world we live in now than we used to, Steven. I mean, Splicer. I'm not doing this over again.
I know. Okay, I'm just gonna go through and report your videos later on for getting back doxing information.
No, please don't. You would, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
Be like, I'm just an asshole. I told you, man.
You gotta wait and find out now, don't you?
That's okay. I'll still have the algorithm. That's not why Liara's here. She's here to dox Splicer. It was her fault.
What have you told him about Liara?
Matriarch Benezia, voiced by Marina Sirtis.
I mean, to be honest with you, if somebody learned my first name, which, fine, it's Josh, fine, I'll make it even. If someone can find me based on my first name, I'll give them my house.
If someone could find me based on my first name, they would have a really bad time coming to my door.
Yes, they would.
I now realize I should have been straighter with her.
Of course, now you've narrowed down which state you live in, or not which state, which kind of state you live in.
Well, now I know that I live in a country that has states.
Right. Canada.
Mexico also has states.
It does. It does. Okay. They have no qualms of just like coming up here, do they?
You just leveled up shotguns. Everybody has them.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to change my.
Your shotty, the one that isn't suckage.
Incendiary rounds, because that sounds fucking cool.
Who doesn't like Dragon's Breath?
And rail extension, because I need extra damage.
Burn it.
Burn it.
Now you see acid fire the world.
God damn. My crew was sitting right next to me and they didn't do anything about, like, oh, that's because Liara's dead. That's great. Get up.
Being completely useless. Man, the AI could use some work.
I've been jammed again. Fuck you, Lone Star. The dude who at my work also didn't know what Spaceballs were.
22?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand being 22 and not knowing what Spaceballs is. But that just means you gotta fix it. Chances are he's never seen Office Space yet.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, we're gonna have to have a serious talk. We're gonna have to have a serious, like, giving you a list of, like, things to watch.
Yeah, these are required viewing for anyone in IT.
If you don't watch them, I'm not helping you with anything.
Yeah. If you don't know why red staplers exist, you can't be in IT.
Wait, you could be talking about several things. Are you talking about Office Space?
Yeah.
Yes.
The the red swing line stapler.
Okay. Yeah. I was just making sure.
Yeah. Like if some.
Because have you ever seen the IT Crowd?
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
That show's great.
This box contains the internet.
Oh, I think my favorite episode of that one is the I'm disabled.
Have you tried turning it off on? Remember when he has the like recorder on?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Oh, what the hell happened?
As someone who works in IT, the amount of problems that can be fixed by just turning something off and on again is stupid.
What is that big fucking bug thing?
It's a big fucking bug thing.
You're right. Oh look, she's all
brain.
Big vagina power activate.
That was where we were watching a modern movie. It's snapback animation that doesn't exist. It's just really frustrating. He's right there and right. Just point blank in front of you.
Well, yeah, but I was hoping my squad mate was taking care of it.
Given the track record of your squad mate thus far, I would not put much faith in them.
This rifle is way too good.
Yeah. This section was a lot harder when you didn't have a gun like that.
Over. Saren is
Yep.
unstoppable. My mind
I can't not hear Deanna Troy.
Everything is clear.
This is a Let's Play, so it's Matriarch Benezia.
Yeah, you can say that all you want, but it's Deanna Troy because I'm a Star Trek nerd.
I will not.
I just watched the new Star Treks recently.
The movies?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
First two are good.
No, they aren't.
Yes, they are.
No, they aren't.
Okay.
Saren's still with
This is the new section called "Why is Steven wrong?" or "Why is Splicer wrong?" Sorry.
Okay. So first, I'm going to explain why Josh is wrong.
Okay.
That's me. So the recent Star Trek movies were just generic action films, sci-fi action films with a light Star Trek veneer. There was virtually nothing about them that was actually Star Trek other than just them copying characters and putting them onto generic, nameless, faceless garbage characters in an action movie with no real depth or character development.
not themselves around Saren.
That's the analysis. I just want the example.
Worship him. You would do anything.
Star Trek 3, Kirk...
No. I said Star Trek 1 and 2.
Okay.
I said Star Trek 1 and 2. Because I agree. Star Trek 3 is useless.
Okay, yeah. The riding a motorcycle thing was like the most asinine thing
That was
out of
dumb.
all of it.
That was dumb. They basically... Somebody on there hired somebody from Fast and Furious, apparently. So.
Yeah, Justin Lin, the guy that actually directed Fast and Furious, one of the Fast and Furious movies made those.
You know what's funny? I guessed on that, and that's funny that ends up being the thing. Okay, now I'm really disappointed in that movie. Because that was a total guess. Like, I didn't know who that was.
It was just you basically being hyperbolic because this is ridiculous and it seems like it could be true, and it actually ended up being true.
Well, I mean...
But it was ridiculous and true.
It's American film, so...
Right.
Being hyperbolic is a good way of being correct.
Yeah.
We're actually going to pause this and we're going to discuss this because I really want to know this.
Okay, so, Star Trek 1 and 2 were kind of just generic action films that totally disregarded everything that had happened in any lore beforehand. And specifically... He's pouring more booze. Specifically chose to focus on action rather than character building or depth.
Russell's Reserve Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, single barrel. Get it. It's amazing. So.
Yeah, I'll say a bit more, yeah. I haven't seen these in a while because they just... I tried to blur them from my mind and rewatch the series that were actually good.
Okay, so tell me why... Okay, I can understand why the first one would get your gizzard on that. On that whole... generic sci-fi film kind of with a... So you're saying... So let me get this straight. And I'm talking about the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that it... And let me try to... Have you ever heard of the Steele method? Where you try to... For all those watching, the Steele method, you try to make your opponent's point in a way that they would agree that that is their point.
Yes, I have heard of that.
Okay, so your point is that Star Trek, the movies, is a generic kind of, J.J. Abrams, because that's what it is, film. Lots of lights, lots of CGI. Great CGI, by the way. But it's a lot of CGI, a lot of, light shows in a Star Trek wrapper.
I would concur with that statement, yes.
Okay, so...
It's a very shallow pool.
Okay, so... Also, pause, Kid is here. Okay, that sounds amazing.
It's really good.
It is really good. Chocolate chip cookies and milk is amazing, by the way. If you don't think so, you're a fucking communist. Anyway, all right. Good night, baby.
Yeah, so I would concur that it is kind of just a generic thing in a Star Trek wrapping.
Yeah. So, the second movie, I thought they did Khan pretty well.
I would disagree entirely.
I think the last half of the movie, not the first half of the movie, the second half of the movie.
The second half of the movie was
So the second half of the movie, I watched Star Trek. I love Star Trek. I think the second half of the movie was classic Star Trek adventure stuff.
It was too much action and not enough like character drama.
He literally died.
Yeah, that took place in all of like 15 minutes of the second half of the movie.
The second half of the movie.
It's not 15 minutes.
Yeah, but there's a lot of drama with Spock.
But it was like them running after him
and literally tracking down Khan and beating him half to death.
Yeah, it was like all action. It was all fluff.
Yeah, but you can't just put action in its just box. Like, action has categories. There's like mindless action. There's action that makes sense, right? That has a story-driven narrative to it, which I think that did. And then there's action that just accomplishes something within the story, right? I think it did both of those, where you had
pushed the narrative further.
Well, it's a way to show, because in the movies you only have a certain amount of time, right? You don't have a whole season.
I'm comparing it to the previous Star Trek movies that it's trying to kind of copy.
Right, but those Star Trek movies were compounded by the series. They were the same characters. You didn't have to,
explain everything.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a whole new rebooted universe. You only have like so many movies to try to like pack all that in, right? It should have been a TV series, to be honest with you. But the child wants milk, so we're going to give her some milk. Give me just 1 second. Sorry about that, dad duties.
Okay, so in regards to...
Hopefully you skipped forward, because we're talking about Star Trek. So you can skip forward a little bit. If you would not like to hear about Star Trek, you can skip straight to Benezia, because this is just going to sit here. So whenever the screen changes, that's exactly where I'm at.
Okay, so in regards to your previous statement, I'm going to go and throw this out there. I think that you're not wrong, but you're not as right as you think you are.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to defend the movies from a standpoint of like trying to compare them to the original thing.
I think that's where like the big,
because you're probably a big Next Generation fan, right?
TNG is good, DS9 is great.
You want to know actually something interesting about Deep Space Nine?
Mm-hmm.
They actually ripped the story from Babylon 5.
Not quite what you're thinking.
They totally ripped the story from Babylon 5.
Not in the way that you're thinking. So I understand where you're coming from.
But the Babylon 5 story was already written before Deep Space Nine was even scripted.
Yes.
And they took it.
They didn't take it. They took elements of it because they were similar, both being on a space station, and they had similar producers. They had the same producers involved.
Yeah, and the contracts and everything. It was kind of like free.
But
unfortunate circumstance for Babylon 5.
Yeah, but DS9 was written to be like the rifleman in space. So whereas the original Star Treks were what is that old western? I can't remember what his name is, like something about in relation to a wagon, whereas you're following this thing that's traveling across from point A to point B. But like DC9 is supposed to be like the rifleman, where it's set in an old western town. You've got like the bar.
Yeah,
and the
I
sheriff.
got you.
That's what it was.
Well, that's what Babylon 5's like.
Yeah, but it was specifically aimed. They're both following
and
space
Battlestar
stations.
Galactica.
Yeah, they're all following space stations. You can't just say that this generic thing is like it's the genre. Like no, they all follow space stations or
okay,
basically
back to the
space city.
I got it, but back to the movies. Like
yeah, okay. So the issue with those, like you're right, is that it should have been a series. But the issue with all of that is that it kind of all boils down to the same thing of they tried to do too much with too little.
Yes, I can agree with that.
And rather than focusing on a singular cohesive thing over the course of 3 movies, they did 3 completely unrelated things over 3 movies and rushed all 3 of them.
No, they didn't rush all 3 of them. They did not rush 2. It was super long, and I think they did a pretty good job of containing the story within a well-timed...
But 2 was entirely unrelated to 1?
Mm-mm. Okay, alright. There are plenty of episodes, especially the original, because this is supposed to be aimed at original Star Trek.
No, it's not. They specifically said that it's not aimed at the original viewers, which is one of the reasons why it hurt so hard.
The original Star Trek characters and the setup of the stories. There were so many episodes that had nothing to do with other episodes.
Yes, but the difference is that that's a serialized TV show versus 3 individual movies.
But that's how they're trying... But that's what they tried to do with it. They tried to say, okay, here's the next chapter, right?
And
here's
that's where they failed.
Yes, I'm not saying that it was the perfect formula, because I think that's what killed the movie series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is they shouldn't have done that. They should have
things
made...
like that are better suited for miniseries, because I think whatever... what was the did you ever watch the movie, the show Devs?
No, I have not.
There's several movies or miniseries that have done a really good job of like, okay, so here's an hour and 20 minutes, or an hour to hour and 20 minutes, 8 episodes. That's plenty of time to build a narrative from start to finish for at least a miniseries. And then if you want to make a season 2, you can make a season 2. If not, you don't have to. Same with The Boys. It's only 8 episodes, 8 to 10 episodes.
Here's, I think, the way that I'm looking at this is, even though I really don't like them, every single time there's a trilogy of Star Wars movies, it's these 3 movies are all following the same overall story plot, and they made 3 Star Trek movies with individual plots and stories that are unrelated to the one
That's what's
before.
great about Star Trek, though, is that there's never one plot. In the original Star Trek, there was never one plot. It was space exploration.
I can agree with that, but in this case, because the movies were specifically trying to be more of a character building thing, they did so little character building that it really fell flat.
They did character building for 2 characters, basically. They did it for Kirk and Spock, and everybody else just kind of fell by the wayside. I got that. That's what happens with a movie, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think people know that, and it's entertaining within its own sphere.
They should have tried to make
movies are dying, basically. Movies are kind of dying.
They really are.
You can already tell with like look at Godzilla vs. Kong.
I haven't seen it.
So the Godzilla movies, they did a really good job of recovering, giving people what they want. They actually said, "What do you want?" and we'll give it to you, but in a good way. It's not fan service in a bad way. It's fan service in a good way. Because what did people watch the Godzilla movies for before then?
Destruction.
Nothing.
Escapism.
Destruction. That's it.
Yeah.
Just
Escapism.
Chaos. Right.
They want to escape from reality for a while.
Yeah. That's what they did with Godzilla vs. Kong.
Which is
a lot less than what people would have liked. But their original thing is what they said was, there's not going to be a after credit scene or whatever, because we're done with this if we can't do anything with this. That was a good strategy, because they're like, we're trying to give you the best product possible, and it killed it. Now, it was during the pandemic, but besides Quiet Place 2, it killed the box office.
Right. Much to the critics' dismay.
Now look at the other side. You have Mortal Kombat. Way too much fan service. Because I'm not a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I just wanted to watch the movie for what it was, and there was way too much, like, flawless victory. Like, in a live-action movie. It's like, that's stupid.
So I didn't watch it specifically because they refused to put a character in because of his race.
Well, did that happen? Who? You talking about the main character of the last ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess they wanted an Asian guy to be the main character instead of the white guy. Right?
Which I'm okay with changing the focus of it.
But the new character was terrible.
Refusing to put someone into the story because of his race is super messed up.
Well, they did the same thing with Doctor Strange in WandaVision.
Yeah, I've stopped watching anything from Marvel.
Yeah, WandaVision, they did the same thing. And we're not even talking about anything controversial here. We're talking about things that were actually said by the production team. They didn't put Doctor Strange in WandaVision, even though he was directly involved in WandaVision in the comic books. He did not get introduced into WandaVision, which is stupid because it's about magic, and who's the master of magic? Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't in there because they didn't want a white guy to take the spotlight, which he wouldn't have. He would not have taken the spotlight because everybody loves Vision. Everybody loves Wanda. They are very popular characters. So you're kind of diminishing their popularity by trying to force a narrative upon it.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing I feel like they did in Star Trek, but with a character development standpoint. But they did it in a positive way. They did it in a character development with Spock, the character development with Kirk, and their relationship. That was all it was about.
The second one is the least.
That's why they introduced old Spock, right? Because it was a new timeline.
Right.
Like it was a new.
Right, the Kelvin timeline.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's ways you can do it in a positive way, and there's ways you can do it in a negative way. With a movie, I mean, you gotta take what you can get with a movie.
I understand. My issue, I think, a lot of my issue with the second one is that they started introducing a lot more stuff with Section 31 way ahead of time before it should have been. And I understand that, the prospects of a more militarized Klingon invasion force could make Section 31 actually begin to materialize a lot sooner than it did. But it's just, it didn't make sense, comparatively.
Well, I mean, what are your options, though? I mean, if you're going to make, people obviously were excited to see it. People were obviously excited to watch them. I enjoyed them. I did not enjoy the third one because there's never any space in it. That's part of the problem. Like, when people want to watch Star Wars, they either do it for A, the nostalgia, because they are used to what they've seen in the shows. Which, for me, I didn't watch the original Star Trek as much. I watched it as a result of the movies. It got me into the series. I watched Next Generation. But you can't do a Next Generation movie series rebooted because you just can't replace Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
So that's a hard one to do because he's an iconic actor. That's kind of part of the problem when you do an iconic actor. That's why Amazon's having problems with their Lord of the Rings series because they can't get enough of those iconic actors to sign on board with them.
Yeah, you can't recast people who are that iconic.
Yeah, it's why Wolverine's never going to get recast in the Marvel Universe because you just can't recast. They're gonna try, but they already tried to force the little girl, and there was no traction on that. They're gonna try to recast him.
Well, she was not meant to be Wolverine.
Reboot it.
X-23.
You might be able to reboot him
if they make her own thing and do it the way that was in the comics. I can see that going forward, but not like just trying to reboot it.
But they didn't do it that way.
They
introduced her as a trope instead of as an actual character because there was no character development with her at all. In Logan, that was the girl.
I never saw her as trying to take the place of Logan.
But that was the intent.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
From what I understand, that was the original intent because they came out with, it's everything behind the scenes. You have a whole graphic novel that came out about her. You had a whole mini series that came out with her. She has existed before, but not as a main character of Marvel. It's always been this offshoot character.
I think that they took her as an opportunity to branch off in the comics, but it was never something as far as the cinema was expected to go with her replacing Logan.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that she's trying to replace Logan. They're just trying to have a Wolverine-esque character still in the series to replace an aging actor. Because that's another problem with a lot of these movies. When you don't do a movie, like a TV series, when you do a TV series, you can film the whole series.
And then it's done.
But you get a lot more content in a shorter amount of filming time without having to plan everything out.
Yeah.
Now, it may not be as good a quality from the visual standpoint, but I think people have realized, and this is panned out in polls too, like, people don't care as much about visuals as much as they care about story. And that's why J.J. Abrams flops a lot of times, because, like, especially with his third movie in Star Trek, and with his third, and so, didn't he do the episode 9 in Star Wars? J.J. Abrams?
He did episode 7.
Well, whichever one he did, it flopped.
Yeah, it was just like trying to recapture episode 4.
Well, yeah, I mean, all they did was just try and turn Rey into Luke, and it just didn't work. I didn't like it. I didn't like it because Rey, there was no character development in Rey at all. Sue. I don't mind a Mary Sue if the character's good.
I mind a Mary Sue because like, you have a universe where everyone else has had to work hard to get for it. You can't have one character that doesn't have to work hard, and they're just this Rain Man, basically.
But there's a lot of anime that are like that with like male characters too.
Yes,
like,
but I'm saying like in this particular series,
right?
Star Wars,
but
had never been the case. You had actually watched Luke go through training.
Yeah, he was terrible up until like episode 6.
Yeah, he had to go through training, and to have a character who's just I'm awesome all the time.
Well, yeah, episode 5 is kind of the staple on that. He trained, went and faced his father, and got his hand cut off. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, he's still.
Which is what made
the bar.
The stuff with Rey so shitty, is
well, you can also kind of say that the bar on villains has way gone down.
Oh, yeah, it has.
And then the bar for heroes has stayed pretty much the same. Maybe lowered just a little bit.
It depends on several
But the factors. Mary Sue thing, I've complained about the Mary Sue thing plenty of times with Rey, but it's just a compounding thing on top of what's already a flaw, and that's no character development whatsoever. Because can you name a line that she said?
No.
No, I can't either. I watched them multiple times. I cannot name one line that she said. But I can name a ton of lines that Luke said. I can name a ton of lines that Han Solo said. Han Solo was somebody that was already a badass, right? But they already explained that he's had years and years and years and years and years of being a bandit, right? Of being a pirate.
He was already a badass before you ever saw him, whereas the difference with Rey is that you're supposed to somehow believe she's a badass without her doing anything badass until you first see her do something.
Well, right, she's a master of the Force without ever having used the Force before.
Yeah, it's undeserved. And
it's dumb.
But this has been delved into by a million other geeks and a million other points.
But you know what they tried to do subtly? They tried to introduce Baby Yoda into Mandalorian. Like, oh, well, it's okay to be a master of the Force without ever having experience with it, because look at Baby Yoda.
I have rarely seen any of that.
The Mandalorian tried to patchwork the Mary Sue aspect.
I just don't like Star Wars. So
and it's obvious. It's obvious. Well, Star Wars has turned... I mean, Star Trek was not bought by Disney, so it hasn't been bastardized yet. And so Star Wars, from its original 6 episodes, as much as you don't like the actors, I don't like the actors in the first 3 episodes of Star Wars, but the story from Anakin rising up to being this angry dude...
The inverse to me, where I think the actors did a great job with terrible source material.
Well, either way, there's still a good film series overall from 1 to 6. You can at least say it's good. Maybe not great, because the original 3 were great, in my opinion. They were great.
I'll say the original 3 had amazing special effects. Other than that, they were just mediocre films.
I guess that's a different argument we can have, but like, let's finish Mass Effect, and then we can.
We can have a whole long discussion on this, like just anytime.
Welcome back to the fast forwarding.
Sovereign's not like other ships. Where did it come from?
Where did it come from? Did it come from deep space?
Geth did not build it.
Awkward foreshadowing.
Did it come from her deep space?
That dress though.
The longer you stay aboard,
I mean,
the more Saren's will seems correct.
Damn.
You sit at his feet.
It's got
and
aged
smile as
written
his
on it.
words
Right?
pour into you. It is subtle at first.
You're not gonna do the whole black-eyed look into my soul thing, are you?
Instead, I became a
Joke's on you. Nothing to look into.
He sent me here to find the
Are you gonna look at my nightmares also?
Its position was lost thousands
I mean, look at
of
those
years
things.
ago.
Just popping out.
Someone on Novaria found it?
2,000 years ago, the Rachni inhabited that region of our galaxy. They discovered the relay. The Rachni can share memories across generations. Queens inherit the knowledge of their mothers.
That's
took
cool.
The location of the relay from the Queen's mind.
I was not gent. Okay.
Well, I'm not about to be gentle to you.
I'm going to shoot you
Give me the information.
with bullets.
I was not myself.
Oh yeah, don't I have to
I should
fight her
been
after this?
stronger.
Yep, you do.
I feel like I'm gonna die
transferred the data
instantly.
to an OSD.
You shouldn't. It's on easy mode, remember?
Please.
The whole game is easy mode.
No relays.
And if that's not it, if that's not enough, I have an easy mode gun.
From there.
Sarah,
And if that's not enough,
tell
I have an
me,
easy mode beard.
but
There you
must
go.
find out.
Beard plus gun equals win.
Transmitted the coordinates to
That's
them
how
before
America
you
works.
arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should. Oh.
Terrible
you
voice
should.
acting.
Mother,
She totally phones it in. She can do so much better so easily.
You've always made me proud.
Did she really?
Yara.
Feels like it.
I feel
I've seen
like
her do much better voice acting for a lower budget.
Die.
We just need you to say die.
It was like the least enthusiastic die. Holy shit!
Dude, she just humped that computer in rage.
That used to be so much harder.
Hold on.
What the
Got
hell?
data, Jill. Maybe we can.
No.
It's the easy mode gun. They broke this game with this gun.
Yeah, they made it the 2021 release where it's made for people who can't play games.
I'm so, like, I used to play this game on Veteran, thinking that I may not get through this without throwing my keyboard or my controller. On Veteran. And I'm on the difficulty above this, and this was like way
That
too
boss
easy.
fight took seconds.
I am inebriated beyond my usual gaming. Like, usually I would not play video games in this state. Because it's just
It's not as fun whenever you just...
not paying attention.
Yeah. That was broken.
This is pretty big.
This is disappointing as hell.
Sorry, BioWare. You kind of...
Dropped the ball.
You dropped all the balls. Which is kind of like... Now, granted, I loved this series for the
Same.
story itself. Like
Mass Effect 1 didn't have the best gameplay of the franchise. We understood that going into it. But it shouldn't be this easy. I remember the game being more difficult.
This one serves as our...
how many people are going to use Asari as
We
little
cannot
mind puppets?
Everyone?
not in
The Thorium was just pooping them out.
Right?
your
Thorian pooping out mind
are
puppets. That's a new phrase.
colorless.
I don't understand.
Musics? What?
Your way of communicating is strange.
Have you ever seen the indoctrination theory videos?
Yeah.
When
This
we
was like the
speak,
beginning of that.
One moves all. We are the...
So spoilers for anyone out there looking for indoctrination theory. This is where it starts.
For those
It is where it
left
starts.
behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
But I know we've been just kind of like messing around pretty much this whole episode, but this is a really pivotal part of the story because this is really where you get into what Saren is actually going after. Because in the previous episodes, we looked at the Thorian. What did the Thorian do? The Thorian was able to control people's actions. It may not necessarily be their mind, but their actions. That's not enough. He doesn't want mindless slaves. He wants to be able to control the thoughts and feelings and emotions of people, which the Rachni, being a hive mind, is a pretty good experiment.
Yeah.
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touches.
The Rachni are a hive mind. They all think
and the other understands.
through each other.
She is weak
And
to urging.
I know this is going to be revealed later, and it's kind of revealed in this game too. But the Geth are the same way as well. Where there are more Geth, if you guys have noticed, every time there's a jamming signal, that's because there's multiple Geth around. Where there's more Geth, they have this segmented hive mind. Where there's a single Geth, there's not much intelligence. But as the Geth gather, their intelligence increases. It grows.
Because they're all working together as like you're just combining computers together into one supercomputer.
Because it's not like radio waves. It's not like Wi-Fi, right? It's like a quantum entanglement of the mind itself. As more gather, there's more qubits, or if you're talking about data, or quarks of their processing power. Yeah, exactly. It's magnified. I mean, because if you talk about a quantum computer, think about how powerful a quantum computer would be, or is, or whatever you want to, think about theoretically. Now combine that into all these different machines. I mean, you're talking about RAID in your graphics cards, or RAID in your memory, or you're talking about utilizing solid state for your processing power. It's the same way.
Yep.
I won't destroy your entire.
And this is why I always spare the Rachni, because getting rid of something this complex is really, it ends up being pretty detrimental to the story.
For me, just going into it was one of those things where, even not knowing what happened in like later Mass Effect, it's just this thing of, I'm gonna spare this thing knowing that it could be beneficial to me later on. Even if it's not, we're good. I leave you alone, you leave me alone. Go on, Spacebug.
And you get 24 Paragon points for it.
Right?
All of this, and you'll realize this later, all of this is to keep a singular squad member alive.
Yeah.
One singular squad member. This is all building up to having enough Renegade or Paragon to keep one squad member alive at a certain point in the story. Because if you don't, they will die. There was no way to save them. And to me, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
Yay. Next out.
Store discount! Your Commander Shepard, this is your favorite store on the Citadel.
Yay, ass training.
Man, you cannot overtrain that ass.
I love that. I'm gonna save that. Never overtrained that ass.
Well, it's true. Like the glutes are like the least trained muscle in the American population, just across the board, because everyone sits on it, but no one uses it.
Yep. Do them glute ham exercises.
Yep. Do your squats. Do your glute isolator. Do your deadlifts. Train that ass.
This is so weird coming from you.
Why?
Because you used to not be that way at all.
Yeah, and now I spend like all my time in the gym.
It's weird.
But I'm better for it.
And now I spend no time. Because I was in the military, and I was like, when I got out, I was like, I'm not doing that ever again. But I need to get back in the gym.
So
I have a lifetime membership, and I've been there like 2 times in the last 2 months.
Train that ass. Yeah, join me.
If you guys don't know, lifetime for a family is like...
If you ever want to join where I go, I got the membership I can take in as a guest, so just join me sometime and we'll train that ass.
Train that ass. I don't know if I want to do that now. Just because you put it that way.
I mean, I got spreadsheets. I'll track that ass.
Spread your sheets.
Heyo.
And this is why he's doing this episode, and not you. And I'm talking to you, whoever you are. We're just gonna do ass training. Cause Garrus got them glutes. Look at that.
Does he? Does he? I mean, I don't know.
That looks like bone.
Yeah, that looks like a chitinous plating. He's got that chitinous ass.
Scale plating because he's a lizard.
Okay, I'll allow it.
He looks like this is what the language of the Turians is.
As he slowly looks at you and licks his eyeballs. just
hey, if they would have Garrus lick his own eyeball in one dude, that would do it for me.
A Turian licking their eyeball is the weirdest foreplay.
Hey, I mean, Fem Shep. In later games, they were like, hey, if you guys asked for it, you get to do the Turian now.
I mean, let's be honest, there are male Sheps who go for that too. Everyone's into something freaky, you know it.
There's an enemy somewhere. Did you see that?
Yeah. Go murder it.
Where am I going?
I don't know where you're going.
Where am I supposed to go? Oh, I'm supposed to go this way. Which is where I was.
Dear God. I hope people are watching this on like 2x speed because this is boring and I'm here.
Leave me alone. 2x speed on the visuals. Half speed on the audio.
Or be like me and have like a Chrome add-in that allows you to change the video speed and watch it at like 3 or 4x.
Makes me wonder how Ben Shapiro plays video games.
I don't know if he does.
I bet he does.
He doesn't seem like a video game player to me.
Mission complete. Okay, so I can go home now that I've killed everyone here.
Or mostly everyone.
Are we on the DLC episode yet?
No.
Alright, this is a long episode, guys.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I can join for more episodes. Just gotta wait until I get back from recording. People will be hurling shit at each other. Screens are so fun.
Did you know that you can skip the elevator scenes now?
Good.
It makes going through the Citadel not shitty.
Good. Because that's not the worst part of it.
It's like... Isn't that what it was? It's not that anymore. They replaced the elevator music.
Like, elevator music is never good, but future elevator music is worse.
Systems. Unless we know exactly
The
where
Mew
Sarah's
relay.
going, we'd just be
What are we
wasting
hunting
our time.
Pokemon now?
The commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn.
No, we gotta go to the Mewtwo relay.
Who put you in charge? Did the commander?
It's the second one.
Who put you in charge? Look at his eyes. He's like, Ashley, that's my girlfriend you're talking about, you mother.
I'm going to murder you in your sleep.
I got a better one. He's like, Ashley, see. I swear to God, I'll leave. I will keep Caden. I swear to God.
Jesus, that's a threat.
We're all on the same team here, William.
I'm gonna kick you out the goddamn airlock.
Sorry, Commander.
Space racist.
Actually, I swear to God, I will leave Caden there, and then I will kick you out of the airlock on the way out.
Ooh. Don't need either of
This
you.
is a tough mission.
I don't.
We're all on it.
Space racist.
I don't.
Everyone go get some rest.
Now, I will say,
Dismissed.
in Mass Effect 3,
Away, Commander. You want me to patch you through to
Ashley's dialogue is much better than Caden's.
In anything, her dialogue is better than Caden's. It's like they specifically decided to make him the least likable character in the entire trilogy.
Whoever was working on Caden's character is also the person who calibrated the Mako.
Ha! They phoned it in the entire way through.
And then they tried to pass it off as Garrus' problem because he's the one calibrating the Mako the rest of the series. I'm sorry, Commander, I gotta do some calibration. It's like, shut up. Just murder people.
We all know that calibration is code for jerking off over in the weapons wheel.
Why are you doing calibrations when you should be murdering people? Is my question.
He's not calibrating the weapons, he's calibrating himself.
Yeah, let's talk to the council.
Setting up the
Ready
link
for
now,
this?
Commander.
Sure.
Ready to
Is
get
this report
What the
accurate,
fuck?
Commander? You
Those
found
eyes.
Rachni on Nevaria?
And then release the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done?
How
Yeah.
many generations
Well,
until
no.
they overrun the galaxy?
Well, I didn't know. It's not my fault. You guys made me a Spectre.
This
Yeah.
queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
He hesitated. He's like,
You're
different.
right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price.
He literally just did the battered
We'll be waiting
woman.
for your next report, Commander.
She's different. That's
He
it?
loves me.
Man, they were pissed.
But you got 2 Paragon points.
They usually just keep me there forever and talk.
Yeah, but you're better than them.
It's usually my nap time.
I'm gonna go take a nap while you
Hey,
all...
you guys listen to this. I'll take a nap.
Oh.
Okay, well, we're done with that. And we will see you guys on the next episode of Droning On while playing a video game.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang,
Those is on
bang, bang.